Not every dangerous idea comes dressed in blood or war. Some arrive quietly, in the form of a book. A book that whispers, humans are nothing more than machines. In the 18th century, a French doctor named Julien Offray de la Mettrie made this claim. It wasn't just a theory, it was a declaration of war on the soul itself. When people believe they are machines, morality starts looking like a programming error. If the mind is only gears and wires, then conscience is just noise in the system. And when pleasure becomes the only function worth running, life shrinks into a never-ending loop of consumption. La Mettrie was not a priest or a mystic. He was a doctor, trained to look at the body as a system. After years of studying medicine and watching patients live, suffer, and die, he came to a blunt conclusion. Everything the mind does, thinking, dreaming, loving, fearing, is nothing but the body at work. To him, the soul was an illusion. The body was the soul. Thoughts were simply brain chemistry. Imagination was blood moving faster or slower. And morality is just a byproduct of survival, dressed up as virtue. His most infamous book, Man a Machine, spelled it out. Humans were not children of God. Humans were not chosen beings with divine spark. Humans were complicated animals, no more special than the birds in the forest or the fish in the sea. The only difference was complexity. More gears, more cogs, more tricks of the body. For La Mettrie, the meaning of life wasn't to seek salvation or to chase virtue. It was simpler: pursue pleasure. Because when the body stops, everything stops. No heaven, no hell, no judgment, just silence. The backlash was immediate. His ideas weren't just controversial, they were considered obscene. If humans are only machines, what happens to morality, to law, to responsibility? If nothing exists beyond the body, why not chase pleasure without limit? And that's exactly what La Mettrie encouraged. Happiness, he argued, was found not in sacrifice or discipline, but in indulgence. Hedonism wasn't sin, it was truth. To the authorities, this was poison. To the church, it was heresy. Even fellow philosophers saw him as reckless, a man who stripped away too much. But step back for a moment. Was he wrong? Modern neuroscience says thoughts are electrical impulses. Modern psychology says behavior is often nothing but biology playing itself out. Algorithms can predict choices before they're even made. Maybe La Mettrie wasn't insane. Maybe he was just too early, and yet, the cost of his vision was heavy. Because when humans start believing they are machines, they risk living like machines. Repeating, consuming, obeying, never transcending. The cage becomes invisible, and the gears keep turning. The danger of La Mettrie's vision isn't that it's false. The danger is that it might be true. If the mind is only matter, then freedom is an illusion, and every decision is already written by the machine. If the soul is fiction, then morality is just a convenient lie told to keep machines from breaking each other. Talesverser, the coldest possibility is this: the machine doesn't need meaning. It only needs motion. Julien Offray de la Mettrie died young, supposedly from overeating rich food, a fitting end for a man who preached pleasure as purpose. His enemies mocked him, saying he was killed by his own philosophy. But history is less clear. Maybe he was a reckless hedonist. Maybe he was a prophet of materialism. Maybe he was both. What remains is the question he forced into the open. If humans are only machines, what then? Does that strip life of dignity, or does it free life from illusion? Does morality collapse, or does it become more honest? And perhaps the most haunting thought of all, if humans are machines, are machines also human? The ghost of Mettrie still lingers, not in pulpits or temples, but in laboratories, algorithms, and the cold glow of digital screens. His whisper has not faded. It has multiplied. Talesverser, remember this. The machine runs with or without belief. The only choice is whether to serve it blindly or to face it with eyes open. And that's a wrap, my dear friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, stay awesome.